In this video, we're going to go over some of the top freelance websites that you can get started with in your Excel career. So these are a list here of some of the recommended freelance websites out there that you can get started with, which ones I recommend that you get started with, and then also some other job sources that you can look for, various jobs, getting started in the Excel industry, right? And so let's go ahead and jump into some of the top freelance websites. Okay, so the top 3 freelance websites that I recommend are going to be Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, Freelancer.com, and we're going to go into these in a lot more detail. However, I recommend Upwork probably number 1 because you're going to be able to get started very quickly, very easily, and you get to bid on a variety of different jobs, a lot of times even getting started for $10, $15 on these small gigs, so you can really build up that experience, build up that track record, and slowly build up your actual profile. And then here we have some additional freelance and job source websites. People Per Hour, I believe that's a freelance site. Same thing with Guru, and I believe that's it for this list here. You have ZipRecruiter.com, that's going to be for a job board site. Same with Indeed, Glassdoor, Simply Hired, FlexJobs.com, obviously LinkedIn. LinkedIn's massive, right? You can look for a ton of jobs there all across the world. That's highly recommended. And then also AngelList here. This is a great site to be able to look for jobs for up and coming startups or even companies that just recently got funding, right? So think about companies that just got funded, they got millions of dollars, and oftentimes they're on a hiring spree. And so those can be great opportunities as well. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the top freelance websites. Okay, so number 1 here is the Upwork.com, right? This is what I recommended here as far as number 1, because this is super easy for you to get started with. They have a very simple screening process. They have fixed and hourly contracts. If you want to do on a project by project basis, or you want to do, hey, hourly base, where depending on how many hours a project is worth, you'll literally be able to track your hours and be able to get compensated accordingly. And then there's a variety of different projects with different scale of size. And then also you have the hourly contract protection. And what this essentially does is it protects you as a freelancer, even though for whatever reason, the contract work that you're doing, based on the hourly that you're getting paid, for whatever reason, it wasn't up to par with the client or whatever that may be, or something didn't get finished, right? You needed more hours. That always gets protected on your end, right? You're always going to get paid for that, no matter based off of your production, right? That's a big deal there with a freelance website, that you as a freelancer, your hours are protected. And then some of the cons here is that it's challenging to get your first project. You have to, like I said, bid very low on these small projects and do them for very, very inexpensive. But ultimately, again, it's for your benefit to get that experience, to get those different feedbacks from people, right? And then there's a lot of competitors with lower rates, right? And we walked through kind of what you can do to really set yourself apart in the previous lesson when it comes to freelancing. And then the job score goes down automatically if you don't work on Upwork for a while. So if you, let's say, are on Upwork, you have a perfect score, and for whatever reason you decide to go out there and get a job, well, just understand that your score, if you're not doing anything on Upwork anymore, is going to go down if you don't work for a while. So that's kind of a downfall there. It's a con, but still there's a ton of pros that outweigh the cons. So just want to give you kind of an understanding here of the Upwork.com. And then we have Freelancer.com. This is going to be number 2 here. They also have a screening process. They have a process here where you can also get verified. And then they have also the fixed and the hourly contract types. And they also have many projects from different sizes and different scales. And then they also have a preferred freelancer program. So this is something unique to Freelancer, where you can sign up and you go through this verification process, and they look through all your different skills and all this stuff, and it really gets you to where you are setting yourself apart on the marketplace, right, on the platform, because you have this preferred qualification and employers and clients can see that, right? And then some of the cons here: challenging to get your first project. Same thing with Upwork, right? You got to bid on these jobs that are very low, very inexpensive, just to get your feet wet. and then also many competitors with lower rates, and you must be on top of new jobs. But overall, highly recommend. Okay, and so that's going to be it here for this one, and we'll see you on the next one.